Hello, everyone. I love doing these Facebook Lives, outdoors, especially now, in all this beautiful greenery that we actually get to experience. I know it's extremely hot, but, it's still beautiful. I think you can hear some of these birds singing, and it's just beautiful. I love being outdoors. Whenever I have an opportunity, I go out and try to, make videos or, do anything outdoors. It is just my best place to be, sitting under a tree, climbing trees. All of these are, you know, amazing to me. And I love being out here. And one of the things that I wanted to bring to your attention today, now that it's summer and the kids are out of school, is something that's been very concerning to me, something that I've been seeing in my practice for a period of time now, that kids are more sick than even adults. And kids actually have more chronic diseases now as well, like adults. And this is seriously concerning. And what are the contributing factors to this? And I've talked about this many, many, many times because this is something that I'm very passionate about. Because if we don't really have healthy children, what do we have, right? I mean, before we used to think that our dreams are our children. Now, if they don't even have health, what dreams can they actually make possible? So for that reason, this is a passionate subject for me, and I want to do everything possible to educate, empower parents so they can actually make better decisions for their children and their health. So I see, unfortunately, a lot of autoimmune diseases in children, and autoimmune diseases where the body attacks its own organs. And obviously, that's not a good thing, right? Because if your body is attacking yourself or your child's body is attacking itself, there is something really wrong here. And the kind of diseases that I often see in practice are psoriasis. I see Crohn's amongst children. I see food allergies. Again, it's kind of an autoimmune issue, really, because the body is not really attacking itself, but really it's become so bad that it attacks, its own organs when there is a trigger, when there is a food that comes in that it's not able to deal with. I also see Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid condition, autoimmune thyroid condition, that I see often as well. And this is where the thyroid is being attacked. So there's just so much that I see that are autoimmune conditions. And obviously, childhood cancer is also rampant, unfortunately, these days. So, from all of these things, we know that there's something that we are doing that is contributing to our children's health deteriorating. And we need to take action. We cannot just talk about it. We cannot just march for it. We can't just raise money, but every single one of us have the power to change something here, and we all must do something. And what is that something that you could do today? What is that something that you could actually encourage your children to do now? Obviously, I talk about food all the time because what we put in our body makes our body, so which means that if we put food in our body that is highly processed, that bacteria won't even eat it outside, don't expect it to digest it internally. And our digestive system is composed of 50%, these kinds of organisms that help us digest our foods. So if we don't digest foods properly, we obviously convert that into toxins, and that's no good for anybody. So food is absolutely important. I know that, a lot of parents feel, and I did too at one point in time, that children can eat anything, and that could not be farther from the truth. Children are just like us. Their bodies are just like ours. It's not like children can eat anything and get away with it. Yes, they do. They are growing, which means that, they do have a little bit more repairing ability than an adult at maybe 70 years old. But if you actually, if they eat the wrong foods consistently, they're going to make a body that's not going to be healthy. We cannot expect a healthy body out of foods that are not healthy for them. Okay, so that's the one part of it. The second part that has really had me concerned is how much movement children get these days. So unfortunately, we live in a culture now, like, when I was young, I used to be outdoors all of the time, right? Like my mom had to really, yell at us to get us back in the house. We didn't want to get home. We were running around all the time. We were playing all the time. We were climbing on trees all the time. We would actually torture our parents when they ask us to stay home. We would actually tell them we are bored so much that they would be so tired of listening to it that they'll just send us out. The only time they even keep us home is when it's extremely hot. And I was, raised in India. So it would be extremely hot in the summers. And they would say, well, just wait for a few hours. Once the mid-afternoon sun starts going down, you can go out. And even that was torture for us. But now kids hardly go out. They are indoors all the time. They don't get enough sun. They're all vitamin D deficient to begin with. Their immune system is poor. They're actually getting sick often. They have enlarged tonsil. They have enlarged adenoids. They get strep throat often. They get ear infection often. One of the biggest contributors is not getting enough sun. They do not go out enough. They don't get enough sun. And if they don't get enough sun, their immune system cannot function optimally. And if their immune system cannot function optimally, how do we expect it to be able to fight the different pathogens? How can it actually, fight it effectively? How can it do this without an antibiotic? Of course, we have, natural remedies for all of these things. And if you don't know how to take care of your children when they are sick, then do go onto our website and you can actually go to the free resources. And there we have all of the protocols for all of these acute infections that you can download and use. But we also have to give the ingredients for their body to be able to fight these things. It's not about just remedies when they get sick. We want to be able to prevent these things ahead of time. So let them get more sun, encourage them to go out, maybe, get them new games that they can actually go out and play. Maybe, talk to your neighbors and, get together some of the kids. Maybe yes, first you may have to make this effort, unfortunately, because kids nowadays are not making that effort, but once you make that effort first, eventually they'll actually make friends and they'll want to go out. Let them be outdoors more often, even if it's hot, even if they sweat. It's okay. We don't have to be comfortable all the time. And it's super important for us to understand these kinds of concepts. We have actually become so comfortable that, we're always like in air conditioned or heated, perfectly maintain moderated temperatures. And that's not necessary. We need to sweat. We need to get hot. Let the children get hot and sweaty. And that's actually amazing for the lymphatic system. The sun, the running, the sweating, all of these are amazing for the lymphatic system and the immune system. And when these function optimally, we have a healthy body. And this is imperative that we understand this and we find different ways. And if that means that we actually limit, these kinds of devices until they actually go out for a certain period of time, then we do that. If it means that we actually have to get kids from different neighborhoods to come together, then we do it. Whatever it takes, let them move, let them, get out more often. And even if they are older kids, maybe they can go play tennis, they can go play badminton. And I know as they get older, they become even more, sedentary. And it is concerning for me. Honestly, I'm concerned for our children because of how and where they are starting out and what this would mean as they become adults and how much more issues will they have. And I'm not saying that we need to actually be in fear. I'm saying that we need to act from this. We need to actually do something about it so that we can have our children be healthy, not just today, but as adults as well. So tell me, what are the things that you are doing? Maybe you're doing something that is extremely innovative that may get, other kids to, go out and play as well. So write your comments here so everybody can know. And one of the things that, I think would be a good idea as well is to definitely get more kids together, kids that like to be outdoors, play together, and slowly but steadily getting them out is probably the best way to do that. But I'm sure that there are so many, other moms and dads who are even better than me in this. And I invite you, I encourage you to, put down all your ideas because I think we need to take this action for our children to be healthier and for their immune system to be working optimally, for the lymphatic system to be working optimally, and even the lymphatic system, because it removes toxicity from the body, it removes toxins at a cellular level, that even just sweating, can actually remove so many things from their body and keep their skin healthy. So encourage your children and tell them that if you're sweating, if you're outdoors, even if you're uncomfortable, you will have beautiful skin, especially if they are in middle school or high school. That works always. And if they're younger, maybe, we'll have to do something for them that will actually get them to go out more often. And in this case, I have to say that boys are better than girls. Boys do seem to be outdoors more often than girls are. So we do have to encourage girls in some way or the other to be out more. So yeah, that's all for today I have. And this is something that I just wanted to bring to your attention because I've been seeing way too many children with chronic diseases. And I thought this would be helpful now that we have summer break and the kids are home. Let's actually make use of this time, the sun, the heat, and get our bodies healthier. All right. I'll see you next time. Thank you.